Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options in Play video update. Very busy morning. We had a lot of things going on. A lot of stocks up, a lot of stocks down, quite a bit, and very newsy, headline-driven day. And actually, the rest of this week might actually be similar to what we saw today because the J.P. Morgan conference is still going. We got the ICR conference going on. We got CES going on. We got earnings season about to get going. So, lots of headline newsy type moves, right? And one of those that I was actually uh, watching coming into Monday, and I was planning on getting into for Strangles today was GameStop, and this was for the holiday sales update. And I figured the way that the stock has acted, daily. So the way the stock has acted, huge short interest, very explosive moves, right? Pivotal holiday sales update because this is the quarter when like the gaming refresh cycle or the gaming upgrade cycle is really like full swing. So just a huge holiday sales update for GameStop. So I figured the option pricing looked okay, could be due for a big move. And then I thought volatility strategy made sense. So this was like shorter term strangles. So just looking for a big move either direction. The problem being the problem with this trade is that the holiday sales update came out before the open. So we were not able to get into the trade because the reason we were wanted to be into the trade played out before we were able to open those strangles, right? So the bias of the trade or the reason for the trade is gone. So yeah, I mean you could look at it for like a day trade, you could look at it for a swing trade, right? Like there's other things you could look at, but for like this specific trade, the strangle, it already played out before it was even open. So there is not. I'm not going to follow through with opening that strangle because the reason for doing so is gone, right? And um, kind of gets circles around to like a point I make with like my swing trades. It's like obviously, I have an idea. I want to follow through on those ideas, but sometimes the bias changes or the thesis changes right before you can get involved, and sometimes you just have to know when to let it go, right? So in this case, it was pretty straightforward. I mean, like the reason I wanted to be in the trade played out before I was able to open the strangles, so I'm not going to open the strangles, right? But if it's like a swing trade and say like I want it to be long, then my rule of thumb is typically if it moves into the preliminary target or the initial target range before I'm able to get involved, then that to me is usually a sign where I need to let it go. All right. So like if I have an initial target range, whether that's technical or debit, and the trade is already at it before I was able even to get involved, then that's the sign where I'm like, okay, this trade has played out. It's done what I wanted to do. Unfortunately, I'm not in it, so I'm just going to let it go. All right. So, that could be on the upside or the downside. It's just mostly, it comes down to like hitting that initial target range before I get involved. If I'm thinking long and the stock has a significant gap lower, I may still stick with it, but it would have to be a setup where I think that it could still work. Okay, so if the stock had a significant gap in the opposite direction, what I was thinking, I'll reevaluate the setup, right? Does it still look okay? Can it still work? And if so, then maybe I'll stick with the trade idea. But if the thesis is completely changed, it's like if it was a bull flag and the stock had a big gap down, it broke the bull flag, then it's like, okay, thesis has changed. I'm not in. I'm going to move on, wait for a different setup. All right. So just things to consider, especially now that we're getting into like middle of January and things are going to be flying around. There's going to be a lot of gaps overnight. You definitely want to have rules so you're not chasing things even after like the trade has already played out. You don't want to put yourself in like bad scenarios where bad prices after having chased on the way up or chased on the way down. So just have some sort of game plan with how you want to approach these, and try to stick with it. All right. So if you like this video and you're looking for more information on option swing trading or more information on trading events with options, please follow up with the link in the description of the video for more information on options to play. I hope you have a wonderful night. Stay well, and I will talk to you all tomorrow.